Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on immigrating with Daniela. Today we are going to talk about a topic that might sound a bit boring, but believe me, it's extremely important if you are living in the United States and have a green card. What am I talking about? About the renewal of the green card. So if you are already at that point or simply want to be prepared, stay in this video until the end, because here I am going to explain everything. Very clear and without complications. And watch out, this video is not to scare you, but to keep you alert, because if you don't renew that card, you can get into trouble. And believe me, no one wants issues with immigration, so grab your coffee, your little cup of coffee, and let's talk about this. What is the green card and why do you need to renew it? First things first, the green card or permanent resident card. It's like that VIP card that gives you access to live and work legally in the United States. Or if it has already expired, watch out. Don't get scared, stay calm, because here I explain what needs to be done. That said, don't let it expire without doing anything, because although technically you are still a permanent resident, carrying an expired green card is like having a broken ID card. No one will take it seriously. In other words, a broken ID card is the identification document for Colombians. I don't know how it's said in your countries. Let's continue. It's the ideal time to renew it, and if you don't want to be without a valid card, it's important to do it in advance. And here's something I want to tell you, and that is, don't be overconfident. I know that sometimes you think nothing will happen if I wait a little longer. But with immigration, there's no room to play around with leaving everything for tomorrow, so check your card right now. Thank you. Go ahead, check it. I'll wait for you here. Ready? Let's continue then. The step-by-step process. Now, let's get into the details. How do you renew this card? It's simpler than it seems, but it requires patience and organization. First, complete the I-90 form. This is the form you need to renew your green card. You can fill it out online or on paper, although I personally recommend doing it online because it's faster and more organized. Second, pay the fee. Here's the part that stings a little, because the fee is $540. This includes $455 for the form and $85 for the biometric fingerprints. Yes, no, it's expensive, but think of it as an investment. You are in your peace of mind. 3. Submit your application. If you do it online, you just upload all the documents they ask for, like a copy of your Green Card Act. If it's on paper, make sure to send it with a reliable courier service so nothing gets lost, because if something goes wrong, you'll have to start over. 4th, biometric appointment. Once you submit your application, you will receive a notification to have your fingerprints taken. That part is simple, but don't skip it, because without this, there is no renewal. 5th, wait for your new card. This is where you need patience, because the waiting time can vary depending on the processing center, but it usually takes between 6 to 12 months. In the meantime, they will send you a notification that extends the validity of your green card for 1 year. So don't worry if the process takes too long, because with this you will be in compliance. Now what happens if you neglect and your card? Green card is already expired. Don't worry either, because they won't deport you, but this can cause some inconveniences. For example, you won't be able to travel outside the US easily. If you are working, the process with your employer can become complicated. In general, you will be uncomfortable because you don't have valid proof of permanent residency in the United States. So, if it has already expired, act quickly. Fill out the I-90 form, pay the fee, and follow the process I mentioned before. The good thing is that even if it's expired, you are still a resident. But don't take this luck for granted. Final tips. To wrap up, I'm going to give you some quick tips to make this process more manageable. Well, don't leave things until the last minute. Check the dates on your green card and mark them on your calendar. 2. Keep your documents organized, copies of your green card, your passport, and anything else they might ask for. 3. Avoid mistakes on the form. If you have doubts, seek help from a professional. But don't send things incorrectly, because that will delay your vote. 4th, relax. It's a long process, but if you follow the steps, everything will turn out fine. By the way, let me tell you that if you apply for an EB3 visa, which is the one I talk about the most on my YouTube channel and all my social media, you will be able to avoid this renewal for 10 years. No, all green cards are valid for 10 years. And here I will explain the differences to you. According to the type of green card, 1. Green card 10 years, that is the permanent resident one. This is the one you get with the B3 visa, which, by the way, I will leave the link below for you to schedule a free consultation with the agency that is processing my B3 visa, in case you wanted to. And remember that I have many videos on my channel talking only about this visa. You don't need to be a professional, have experience, none of that. It's quite simple. Almost everyone can apply. Let's continue. Well, they receive it. Most permanent residents who obtain their green card directly, either through a visa. EB3. Marriage of more than 2 years with a U.S. citizen or family processes. What happens when it expires? You just need to renew it. It doesn't affect your status as a resident too. The 2-year green card, this is called conditional residency. Who receives it? Well, people who obtain residency under certain options such as marriage to a U.S. citizen for less than 2 years. Remember that the previous one was for more than 2 years, investors who receive residency through the EB5 program. What happens when it expires? Before it expires, you must file a petition to remove the conditions, that is, Form I-751 or I-29. If you don't do it, you could lose your status as a resident, so be careful with that. How do you know which one you have? Well, check your card. If it has a validity of 10 years, it's a standard green card. If it is valid for 2 years, it is a residence. Conditional. Both must be renewed or adjusted before they expire, but your resident status remains valid as long as you complete the procedures on time. And well, that's all for today. I hope this video has helped you understand the green card renewal process and that you feel more at ease, more relaxed, and prepared. If you have questions, leave them in the comments because I always read them and try to respond. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? You would help me a lot. You would motivate me a lot to continue creating this type of content. Here we talk about everything you need to emigrate, live, and adapt in the United States. So hit the subscribe button. Activate the bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Remember that I will be updating you on the progress of my process. And remember that with organization and patience, everything is possible. Thank you for watching. Bye.